have a seat right there, please? And I will get the door. My name's Nicole Drake Clark. I'm with Fernando Hernandez. Today is 8/21, 2019, and our start time will be 12:53 p.m. So, Fernando, please tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I like to fix cars with my dad.
Okay.
I like motorcycles, four-wheelers. I like to play with Hot Wheels with my little brother.
Okay.
Sometimes he makes me pretend with him, so I pretend with him. Me and my sister were really, really close, and we played together. She even made a little clubhouse inside her house.
Oh, okay.
She loved to make forts.
Oh,
I helped her too, because I used to love to make forts too.
Okay.
She loved motorcycles too. She loved Hot Wheels, playing with my brother, pretending, imagining stuff. I know that she loved dogs. And that she's no longer with us no more.
Is that something you feel comfortable talking about today?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before we talk about that, I want to tell you about myself in this room so you know why you're here talking, okay? Like I said, my name's Nicole. My job here at Kids Talk is called forensic interviewing, and all that means is that I talk to kids today, okay? I talk to the little kids, 2, 3 years old, and I talk to the big kids, 17, and everything in between. When they come here, they talk about things that they like, talk about things they don't like, and they talk about things that happen, okay? So today is definitely my time to talk to you, and so thank you for coming in, okay? In our room, we have a camera there and a camera there. 2 microphones there and there. They're for the people that I work with. And part of their job is to make sure kids are safe. So they can see us and they can hear us. I have an earpiece here that I put in, and I normally put in towards the end of the interview so that I can hear them because it's hard to hear if I'm wearing it. Okay? And in case they have questions or if I forget something. Okay? You have any questions about anything in the room? Okay. And if you do anytime, feel free. Okay? Tell me, I know you talked about working on cars and four-wheelers and stuff like that. Are there rules when you're working on the cars that you have to follow?
Yeah, like if you take apart so on my mini bike, there's a piece called the tensioner. So if I take that off to pop the chain back on, you gotta make sure you put the tensioner on first.
Okay.
And then the chain on top of it, so it could just get good grip. I pull it back, the chain gets on, and then it works.
Okay.
Sometimes when you move the motor, like forward or backwards, you gotta make sure it's tight so it won't move around. And because if it moves around, it'll burn.
Oh, okay.
And it came with a little piece of cover for the muffler.
Okay.
The muffler part. So I won't get. So if I touch the little cage thing, it won't burn me.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for sharing those rules from me. I want to tell you a little bit about some rules that we have for the room. They're for both you and I. Okay. One of the rules we talk about in here is no guessing. So if you don't know the answer to something, I just want you to tell me, I don't know. Okay. And for me, when I don't know the answer to stuff, I ask more questions because that's my job. Okay? So if I asked you what kind of car do I drive, what would you say?
I don't.
Thank you for not guessing. So just like that. Okay? And another one we talk about in here is I want you to correct me if I say something wrong. Okay, Timothy?
That's fine.
Okay. Well, thank you for correcting me. So just like that. And I want you to know you're in a safe place. You are not in trouble. So anything you want to say and however you want to say it, you can say it in here. Okay? Another rule we talk about in here is if you don't understand something that I say, please let me know so I can either say it again or say it differently, okay? Last but not least, we talk about truth and lie. You know what that is, right? Truth and lie.
Oh, yeah.
So if I said it was raining in this room, would that be the truth or a lie?
A lie.
Why would that be a lie?
It's not raining.
Oh, okay. Well, what if I said I was writing with a pen? Would that be the truth or a lie?
Truth.
Okay, so just like that, we're going to talk about true things, things that are real, things that have really happened. Okay? So, I know you were telling me about, you know, the rules and putting the tension on the chain and the line and all that. Can you tell me the last time you worked on a car or on one of the bikes?
The last time was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago, I want you to go back, and I want you to tell me everything you had to do working on that. Was it a bike or a car?
A bike.
Everything you had to do working on that bike, starting from the beginning, going to the end, and I don't want you to leave anything out.
So first, my dad had lost a piece to it.
Okay.
So that took a week to try to find the piece. And then I couldn't find it, so I was being creative. Cut a little tube that I made sure it fit onto one of the screws. I cut it. I cut 3 pieces. The first piece I tried on, I popped it on, put it all together, put the chain on, and tried it. It works, and that's the piece that I have right now on.
Oh, okay.
And if I break that piece or lose that piece, I know like how to make it.
Oh, wow. So you said first your dad lost a piece, and so then you decided that you created another piece. You cut the tube in 3 pieces so it could fit the screw, and then you found the one that fit over the screw, and then you popped it on, and it worked. And so now if you have it again, you know how to make it, and you don't have to worry about trying to get another piece.
Or buy another.
Right. Okay. Well, the reason why I asked you those questions is because when we talk to that, whatever we talk about, I want you to start from the beginning, go to the end, and try not to leave anything out, no matter how small the detail, okay? All right, and I know earlier you were telling me about your sister. Can you tell me about that day? What happened?
So that day, me and my sister were cleaning inside. We were cleaning the house because my mom was at work.
Okay.
And sometimes we're crazy and make a big mess. So we cleaned up our mess. Cleaned up my brother's toys, her room, and when we finished, we saw my dad outside fixing his car.
Okay.
So we said, okay, we could go outside and ride our bike. Well, I didn't even say anything. I was still watching TV, and she said, let's go ride our bikes. I said, all right, whatever. I went riding. I got on my motorcycle. She got on her bicycle. We rode in front. There's a field in front of my house, so we went there. It was muddy, so I just went through the mud puddle, and so did she, and her bike. My bike got dirty, hers did, and I went down the street. I thought she was gonna follow me because she was following me in the field.
Okay.
So I thought she was gonna follow me. I went down the street for a while, talked to my friend, and I came back. I put my mini bike inside the backyard, next to the water hose, so I could rinse off the mud. And while I was rinsing off the mud, I heard some guy or kid screaming for help, help, help. I'm like, that guy's crazy. I mean, I hear the dogs. I'm like, nothing's happening. And I just keep on hearing him. I hear him say, little girl. I'm like, oh, what? I run over there to inside my fence. I stay inside the fence. I run to a spot where I could check in our alley. And when I check, I see a bicycle and the little girl body just laying down on the floor. So I run as fast as I can to tell my dad. And I told him. He ran over there. I said, I think it's my sister because I can't find her anywhere. And he said, go check inside because I haven't even been inside my house after when I was renting my mini bike.
Okay.
So I run in there, scream her name 20 times. I can't find her. But then when I go back outside, I hear my dad telling her, come on, baby girl, wake up, please, wake up. And I couldn't unlock the fence because my keys didn't work.
Okay.
So I had to literally just jump over my fence, and I ran over there. I told my dad, is she going to be okay? He said, I don't know. He was giving her CPR with one of the other neighbors.
Okay.
And I had to hold her nose. He gave me his phone so I could call 911, but they didn't answer. We were calling, everyone was calling 1,000 times and they didn't answer. And and then I saw, like, her arm was all bit up, her neck was bit up. I saw her shirt. I kept on crying so hard. And then they told me that I could let go, and I kept on trying to call my mom, because she only knew that she got attacked by the dogs. And I was trying to give her all the details, like what where, how.
Okay.
And I kept on blaming myself, because I'm the one who said that since I'm the older brother, I take care of all of them. So I kept on blaming myself, saying that it was my fault. It's my fault because I was supposed to be taking care of her. I should have been with her. And my mom kept on saying that it's not my fault. On the phone, she kept on saying it's not my fault. It's not your fault. And I go back into our alley. I look at the dogs. I see the dog that had the most blood, and I started screaming at them, hitting the fence with the stick. I didn't even care if they barked. I just kept on screaming at them. I was so mad at the dogs. And then I know I was walking with my friend, because he was there too, because everyone on our street loved my little sister. Like, she was a really nice girl. She was playful, a beautiful little girl that loved everyone. And he was there with me. We were walking. We saw the fire department, ambulance, and cops go into the alley. And I said, I gotta go over there. I need to stay with my dad. And he said, no, you can't go over there. So I said, all right. And then at that time, I had remembered about my brother. I'm like, he's inside. He's sleeping. So I had to go pass through there, but I couldn't even see what was happening. I didn't even see my dad or my sister, because I couldn't even look. So I had to look. I looked away. I ran back inside my house to try to wake up my brother, but he was asleep. So I called my auntie, tell her to come, pick me and my brother up, and wait for my mom. So my auntie could take my mom to the children's hospital. And she dropped me and my brother off at her house with our older cousin. And we stayed there, and then my other auntie came and picked me and my brother up, and we went to the hospital. And then that's when I got the news that she was dead.
I just want to go back to everything that you just told me about that day, just to make sure I understood everything you said, okay? I know you said you and your sister started off by cleaning up and cleaning the room, so because y'all kind of made a mess, and Mom was going to work, and cleaning up your brother's toys. Dad was outside fixing on his car. Where is he fixing on his car?
He fixes them. He parks them and fixes them right there. He leaves a space from the other car. He leaves a space so he can put all his tools and leave everything into a space. He's just right there, just working on them. I'm not sure what he was working on them, because that time I wasn't with him. I didn't ask him, because I did want to ride my bike with my sister.
Okay.
I didn't ask him. But he fixes his cars right there in front of the house.
In front of the house. Okay, so Dad's fixing on a car in front of the house. You say you and your sister left out and got on your bikes. Where are your bikes at?
We keep our bikes in the backyard.
In the backyard?
Yeah.
Okay, and tell me about your backyard. Kind of describe it to me.
Well, it's big. There's a lot of dog food because of my dog.
Okay.
My dad has his cars back there.
Okay.
And we got our toys back there.
Okay.
Bikes. And
so
we have a tent there, a shed.
Tent and a shed. And you said Dad's out front working on the car, and you and your sister go through the back to get your bikes. And which way do you leave out?
We leave out from the front fence because we can't go through the back fence, because my dad had an argument with that guy, the owner of the dogs. He had an argument with him, and my dad said we're no longer to go in the alley ever again, so I never go to the alley. And I know she knew that we couldn't go to the alley, and she just went straight through. I know she loves dogs, so I'm like, she probably just tried to pet them and they attacked her.
Okay. So you told me you guys, but when you and your sister both left out through the front?
Yeah, we both left out from the front. I had turned it on so I could like warm up,
Okay.
and I rode in the field like 2 times. Got the whole tires and the rims dirty. And so I was like, well, I'm just gonna let it dry off. I went down the street and talked to my friend, came back down.
Right. And you said when you were in the field, she got dirty in the field too, because she said
her bike got dirty.
Got dirty in the field as well.
Yeah.
And then you wanted it to dry off, so you went down to talk to your friends. How far down are your friends?
Not that far.
Okay. What's your friend's name?
Joseph.
Okay. You went down to talk to your friends, and was she with you then when you went down to talk to your friends?
When I went down to talk to my friends, she wasn't there because I didn't see her. She probably like, I thought she was gonna come down with me because she knows him too.
Okay.
I thought she was gonna come down with me, but she didn't come down with me.
Did she say anything to you?
She didn't tell me nothing. She didn't tell my dad nothing. Because she usually goes to the front, like to the alley part, to the very beginning, and then she just turns it around quickly and goes straight back. And I guess she just went towards the alley and went straight.
Okay. So if you guys are riding normally, you said you could ride from there and you go to the alley and come back to the front?
Yeah, we just like, so there's a house right here and the alley's right here. We go straight and turn around quickly and go back.
Gotcha.
Because we know those dogs are like really mean, because sometimes they get out and they try to fight my dog.
So sometimes the dogs get out and they fight your dog.
They try to fight my dog.
Okay. Tell me about a time that happened.
The day before she had died, those dogs were trying to attack my dog and her dog. They're just over there trying to like get into our fence, but our fence is like locked and we have a piece of plywood in our fence, so because there's a big gap that my little sister's dog can get out. So we just cover it up, and sometimes those dogs slide in through there.
They split in
Yeah,
to your yard
sometimes.
before?
I've seen them, but none of the dogs were back there.
Okay.
So, like, I've seen them slide in through there. I open my window, I scream at them, they slide back out, and they just leave. I never see them again.
Okay. Now, earlier you were telling me about Dad put the lock on his gate because of the argument with, is it the same neighbor or a different neighbor?
They're the same neighbor.
What happened with that?
He had an argument with him, because we saw one of his little puppy's dogs, and he was really nice. We've known him. He was really nice. We fed him and gave him water, and my dad had put pieces of plywood onto the fence, so the other dogs won't be barking at us, because we were right there in the alley with him.
Okay.
And the guy just comes, starts cussing at him, telling him, why are you putting that up there? And then my dad just tells him why he put it up there, because we are back there playing, cleaning out the alley, and he just takes off the pieces of plywood. And my dad said that it's alright, that he said, well, but we're about to go inside. And we go in, and my dad remembered, he's like, oh, by the way, your puppy's out here. And he goes to check his dog, and checks his dog, and he thought he saw a bullet in his dog, but it wasn't a bullet, it was the flies eating him up. And he just kept on telling my dad, you guys shot him, like, why did you guys keep even shooting him? I don't want you guys back here no more. And he blocked the alley, so me and my sister won't go into the alley anymore with the trees. And he just picks him up and throws him back into the abandoned house next to us.
He threw the dog in the abandoned?
No, the trees.
The trees, okay.
So he throws the trees into the abandoned house where he pulled them out from. And we get through, and we go to my dad and stay behind my dad. And that guy just leaves, comes back with his friend and takes the dog, washes the dog, and then he realized that it wasn't a bullet shot, it was a fly.
Okay. All right. Tell me, when you see the dogs, what are they? I know you said they've seen them try to get under your gate. When they're under your gate, do they have anything on them?
No, they don't have. They have nothing on them. It's just all of them, just dog, just no collar, nothing. There's one of them that's black and white, and that's the most meanest one.
What makes you know that?
Because that's the one that had the most blood, the most of my little sister's blood.
Other than a time like that, have you seen your neighbor with the dogs?
No, I've heard him scream at the dogs and hit the dogs, like that he doesn't even care about the dogs. I've heard that he trains his dogs to like attack people, like to kill people, and that like every time I'm up in my backyard with my cousin, I sometimes hear the dogs barking, and so does he. We check, and it is them. There's nobody back there. They're just barking at my dog from inside my fence, and then I just hear the owner just scream at them, "Get over here!" And all I hear was noise like that he was gonna whoop them. I heard that noise, and I heard the dogs crying.
So you hear like a whooping, like he's gonna whoop them noise. So what's a whooping, just to be sure?
Like hitting them.
Okay. Have you ever seen him hit them?
I haven't seen him, but I've heard it. I've heard it. Cause like when we were in school and I tried practicing on my trumpet, I've heard I opened up my window so I could like let all the noise out instead of staying inside my house. So, and then I hear the noise and I hear the dogs just crying, running away from him and crying, and then he just screams at them, "Get back over here."
So going back to that day, what made you come back down the street from your friend's house? I know you said you guys were.
No, nothing. I was just talking to him. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go back to my house. I'm gonna go wash this bike, and when I'm done, I'll come back down here.
Okay.
And I was trying to wash it, and then that's when all of the rest happened.
Where were you washing your bike?
In, like, behind our house, because that's where we have the water hose. And I was washing it right there. I put the mini bike somewhere where if it splashes, it won't splash me. I was just wetting it, making sure there's no dirt or mud on it. And then that's when I heard some kid or guy screaming for help.
You heard the guy screaming for help?
Yeah.
Where, once you heard the guy screaming for help, I know you said you said you went to Dad first, right?
No, I checked.
Oh, you checked first.
I checked what was happening. I was like, what? I see a bike. I wasn't sure if it was her. I see a body, a little girl body. I couldn't see. I knew what color shirt she had, but I couldn't tell no more because it was all red because of her blood, because it was blood from on top of her head down like to the middle of her stomach. I was all covered with blood, and I saw when my dad was giving her CPR, all I saw was just her like puking out, like I think it was either guts, I'm not sure. It was really disgusting. I started crying.
When you went to check, as you were behind the house cleaning the bike, where did you go to check?
Like, I stayed behind my fence. like we have pieces of plywood, like
Mhm.
we have those pieces, and I climbed on top of it. I checked, and
And that's when you saw the bike
Yeah.
and the girl or the
Yeah.
body. And then after that, where did you go?
After that, I jumped down in front of all his parts. I jumped in front of it. I ran straight to my dad. Dad, there's a little girl body in the alley, bleeding, like all full of blood. He's like, run, go check inside. I'm like, I had told him, I think it's my sister because I haven't seen her in a while. He's like, run and go check inside. Like, and then he ran like quickly to the alley.
Mhm.
I screamed her name 20 times. I couldn't find her. I go back there and I hear him telling her, come on, baby girl, wake up, please. I need you to wake.
And then you said you jumped the fence.
And then I had jumped the fence because I had the key to the lock.
Gotcha. How far, like, behind, I know you said you kind of looked behind your house, like, where was she?
She was like on my neighbor's house alley.
So, like, is that, how many houses down?
Like just one house.
One house over, okay. And where are the dogs normally?
Behind our house.
Directly behind your
Yeah,
house?
directly
And she
behind.
was one house over?
Yeah.
Okay, and where was her bike when you saw the bike?
In the same spot. Like close, but not that close to her.
Okay. All right, and what was the bike, how was the bike?
It was just laying down.
Laying down, okay. And did you see how many dogs it was?
It was 3.
3. I know you said the dog, so when the dog was getting under your, gate, like trying to come in through your gate before, and you said it would go back when you would scream out and tell him to go away, tell me about Fisher, like, does he have a gate?
The fence, it's a gate, but it's like completely locked, like with probably like 4 locks on it, and like completely locked that it won't even open. And then there's a piece of plywood there, so they won't try to like get through the locks.
But they were still getting out, because you said they were going under.
They would go to their abandoned house next to them, and the fence is like so short that they could jump over it.
Gotcha.
They jumped over it and attacked my sister.
Anything else you can remember?
No, nothing else.
Was he the owner of the dogs out there that day? That this happened?
He wasn't there, like when we were trying to give her CPR, but when he heard all the ambulance running over there and everyone screaming for help, he ran back there.
He ran back there. What did he say?
He said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," and he went back to his house and shot one of his dogs.
One of the dogs that was out there?
Yeah, one of the dogs that attacked her. He shot one of them, and I don't know what happened to the other 2.
You know what, Sonia, I have people that I work with. I want to see if they have additional questions before we go on, okay? All right. Are there any additional questions? Okay. Yeah, so I know you told me about the 3 dogs, and you mentioned one was the meanest one. Describe that dog for me.
He was black and white. He had like a ton of pointy teeth, and he would always just bark at my dog just for no reason.
Okay. When you say black and white, like
it was a white dog with black spots on it.
okay. And then tell me about another one of the dogs that was out there.
Another one of the dogs is brown, just all brown dog.
Okay. Anything else you remember about him?
No, because I had only saw 2 dogs.
Oh, you only saw the
I didn't see the third one.
You didn't see the third one. What makes you know it was a third dog?
Cause I heard the guy who, or kid who found my sister's body. I heard him say that there was 3 dogs, 3 pit bulls.
Okay. And you said that, did you know the kid that found your sister's
No,
body?
I didn't know them, but my old friend did.
Okay.
He used to live there too, but he moved out.
Okay. How old is he?
He's 12.
Did you know his name?
Yeah, his name was Freddie.
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 Freddie. Okay. About how old is he?
12.
12. Okay. Are there any other questions? Okay. So after this happens with your sister, I know you said he shot one of the dogs. Is that the dog that you didn't see or something different?
I'm not sure. I didn't, like, after they took my sister and the ambulance and my dad in the cop car, I didn't go back there no more. Like, I couldn't even go back there because I had to take care of wake up my brother.
Gotcha. But after
I'm not even sure what dog he shot, though.
Not sure what dog he shot. But when they were biting your sister, did you see him then?
No. I wasn't even there when they were biting my sister. I was down the street still.
You were still down the street. And so by the time you got there...
By the time I got there, lifting my bike off, she was already just dead on the ground. She wasn't even breathing or no heartbeat.
Okay. And what dogs, did you see any dogs there?
There was no dogs there because they had jumped back into their fence because there was, I had saw all the dogs, but I didn't see the third one that attacked her.
Gotcha. So you saw all the dogs, but you just didn't see the third one that attacked her. And you said they had jumped back.
They had jumped back in because the black and white one and the brown one were there just barking at me when I was screaming at them.
Okay. Okay. Did you actually see them go back and jump back into the yard?
I didn't see them.
Okay. What makes you know that they jumped back into the yard?
Because the fence is short and I had asked him, where did the dogs go? And he said they jumped back into the fence.
Who told you that?
The guy who found her, kid who found my sister's body.
Freddie.
Okay. No, that wasn't him.
Oh, another kid.
It was the other kid. I was just saying that Freddie knows him.
Oh, Freddie knows him. Thank you for correcting me. So the other kid that found your sister.
Found my sister. I told him, where did the dogs go? He said they jumped back over to the fence because he was there, like, looking from his window.
Oh, okay.
And he saw them jump back into the fence. He saw everything. Like, he saw them biting her. He tried throwing bricks at them, but they didn't back off. They just kept on biting.
He tried throwing bricks and they kept biting her. So, and just so I'm clear, I want to make sure I understood, when you were trying to peek over the fence and you saw the body with the blood and the bite, there were no dogs back there?
There was no dogs.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Did you hear any dogs?
No, I was on the street and the mini pack is actually kind of loud.
Okay.
So I had drove it into the tractor to behind the house. I didn't hear anything.
And you just heard the screaming,
And
like,
then when
help.
I shut it off and turned on the water,
Mhm.
I heard the kid screaming for help.
And the guy, you heard the guy say that he was saying sorry about what happened?
Yeah, I heard him because I was right there dialing 911, but they didn't answer. And I heard him tell my dad, I'm sorry, man. I should have took care of him.
And he told your dad he should have took care of him?
Yeah. that he should take care of his dogs, but he never even takes care of his dogs. He knows that that fence is short, because the dog that we helped, like, fed him and gave him water, because that dog always used to jump over the fence, and he knows.
Do you mind giving me 1 minute? Real quick, I'll be right back, okay? Thank you for waiting. That noise I'm supposed to come here. So, do you know Freddie's last name?
No.
No. Where does he live?
I'm not sure. He had moved out, and I'm not sure where he lives.
Okay.
I know his mom and his sister came for, like, to say sorry to my dad. Sorry for your loss to my dad.
Okay, so they still come around the neighborhood, they're just not there anymore. Okay, and Freddie is the one who knows the boy, who saw everything. Okay. And you said you didn't remember his name, right?
I don't remember his last name.
Okay, all right. You have any questions for me? Tell me, is everything we talked about today true?
Yes, it is.
If I need to talk to you again, would you come back and talk to me? Okay. Did anybody talk to you about coming here today?
My auntie told me yesterday that I was gonna come talk to you guys.
Okay.
I said, alright, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Anybody tell you what you should talk about?
My dad was just telling me to tell you guys what happened, what I saw.
Okay. Anybody tell you not to talk about something? Alright. So tell me, what do you guys have to do the rest, like what's going on the rest of the day? Do you have something you have to do or somewhere you have to go?
I actually might go to my auntie's house, sleep over her house.
Alright. Any plans there? Any big plans?
I'm just gonna play with my cousin.
Okay. Alright. Do you have bikes there or you got video games?
It says video games.
Video games? What video games do you play?
We play GTA sometimes, and we just play Nerf guns.
Oh,
like
okay.
Nerf war.
Alright. That sounds exciting. So they have the big Nerf guns?
They have the big ones.
Oh,
He has
wow.
the big ones. I mean, has all the Nerf guns, all the big ones.
Really? Oh, that could
He
be
does
fun.
not have none of the small ones. He has all the big ones.
Wow. Okay, well, that sounds cool. I know Merv has like the little sticky ones and the
Yeah.
suction cup. Which ones do you got?
We use the just dart ones.
Okay. All right. All right, well, I really appreciate you talking to me today. You ready to get out of here? Yeah. All right. My name's Nicole Drake Clark. I'm with Armando Hernandez. Today is 8/21/2019. Our stop time will be 1:34 p.m. Thank you again for talking to me today. Get out of here.